Young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Okay. 55. You heard that?
I just wanted to be a good example, and it was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
You guys on.
Shocking footage of Justin Bieber after a Diddy party has emerged.
You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers. I have 3 fingers. Is this gonna last forever?
Justin, stop it.
His mouth was stitched up.
For years, these clips were everywhere. On YouTube, on interviews, on late-night shows. Diddy laughing, Justin Bieber smiling, Usher telling stories about Flavor Camp. And nobody stopped to question it. People treated it like entertainment, like just another celebrity moment. But now, those same clips are being replayed, frame by frame, with a completely different lens. Because what once felt like harmless moments now feel uncomfortable. What once looked like mentorship now raises questions about power. And what once sounded like jokes now feel like warnings that nobody took seriously. At the center of all of this are 3 names: 50 Cent, Sean Diddy Combs, Justin Bieber. One man who never stayed quiet, one man whose empire shaped an entire industry, and one young star who entered that world far too early. And once you start connecting the pieces, the bigger question isn't what happened. The bigger question is, why did so many people see it and still look away?
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this will be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but come get the front shot of this.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
All right,
No,
16.
No,
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down. Okay.
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion.
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go buck full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
That clip is where everything begins. At first glance, it looks like nothing serious. A powerful music executive spending time with a rising teenage star. The tone is playful, the energy feels casual. But listen carefully. We can't really disclose. It's a 15-year-old's dream. Those words didn't stand out before, because back then, this was normal. This was how the industry worked. Access was seen as opportunity. Being around powerful people was considered a blessing. But now, when you go back and watch it again, you notice something else. A level of control, a level of influence, and a lack of boundaries that no one questioned at the time. And that's what makes this story different. Nothing changed about the clip. What changed is how people understand it.
I'm tired of Usher. I wish somebody would come out and just like sue him. Like, we need Usher. No, we do. We need a victim to come out and be honest about him.
Been given custody of him. You know, he signed.
Shocking footage of Justin Bieber after a Diddy party has emerged.
You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers. I have 3 fingers. Is this gonna last forever?
Justin, stop it.
Then there's this moment. Years later, the dynamic feels different. Diddy is no longer guiding Justin. He's questioning him. Why don't you call me anymore? Justin responds carefully, almost like someone trying to avoid saying too much. You never had my number. It's subtle, but it's important because it shows distance, a shift in relationship. And when you combine that with everything else, it starts to look less like mentorship and more like something Justin eventually chose to walk away from. But the question is, why?
Justin Bieber, he dropped the song. It went over our heads. It's actually about P. Diddy this whole time.
Which video?
The song Lonely.
Let me see.
Everybody knows my past. Like the house is always made of glass. But maybe that's the price you pay for the money and fame at an early age.
He even came out and said stuff about how when he was younger, he was being taken advantage of, which is true. The problem was being a victim of the diddler. What happens? Because he has so much dirt on you, if you go out into the public, he may have videos, he may have embarrassing things. He might even have incriminating footage of you doing things that you were forced to under the influence to do.
That's sad.
Now enter 50 Cent. For years, he's been one of the loudest critics of Diddy, not just in private, but publicly, through interviews, through social media, through constant commentary. At first, people dismissed it. They called it trolling, a long-running rivalry, entertainment. But when the legal issues began, 50 Cent didn't slow down. He intensified, producing documentaries, highlighting past behavior, bringing attention to patterns people ignored. And suddenly, what once sounded like jokes started sounding like warnings, because timing changes everything. And when accusations become legal cases, old enemies start looking like early observers.
He fizzled out fast, too.
So would you say someone like Justin Bieber is a victim? I just seen he is reportedly selling his whole catalog because he's broke.
Yeah. Yeah. And once he finishes getting that money, I don't understand why he's broke. He didn't have to be broke. Usher just wouldn't stop robbing him.
Damn.
I mean, Usher couldn't keep his hands out of his pocket. It's funny. He got him signed and turned over custody to Diddy. Boy was never the same, and neither was Usher's pockets, because Usher's been living off of Justin Bieber's money. He ain't been living off of his own. Because the truth is, Usher don't really make that kind of money. And I'm really just kind of sick and tired of Usher reigning.
Yeah,
I'm really kind of disgusted with Usher reigning, who does Greek wrestling nude with men over Frosted Flakes, allegedly. Like, I'm sick and tired of this guy who everyone knows got the Diddy bumps, who's been sued for passing them on and lost. It's still sitting there disgracing women in front of their men who bought the tickets. To like that whole scheme.
He's causing a lot of divorce courts.
Yeah, but why? He don't even want them. He don't want them women. He's literally doing it just to destroy relationships.
But what made this situation even more intense was what 50 Cent claimed next. He didn't just speak out. He suggested he took action. According to statements connected to his documentary efforts, he claimed he helped support legal teams behind the scenes. He assisted individuals who had stayed silent for years. And he positioned himself strategically long before things became public. Now again, not everything is fully verified, but the implication is clear. This wasn't random. This was calculated. A long-term strategy unfolding in real time. And if that's true, then this story didn't just explode recently. It's been building quietly for years.
I'm tired of Usher. I wish somebody would come out and just like sue him. Like, we need Usher. No, we do. We need a victim to come out and be honest about him.
Been given custody of him. You know, he signed.
Heard that it's not. That's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people, too, with him, and him doing some things with some other people. So there's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing, and I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be real crazy. And they're gonna have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's gonna want those tapes. And they're gonna do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we just better hope for his sake.
This is one of those.
To fully understand Justin's situation, you have to go back even further to Usher. Before Justin, there was Usher, a young artist placed into the same environment, living around powerful figures, witnessing things he later described as curious. Not illegal claims, not direct accusations, but enough to leave an impression. And years later, when asked if he would send his own child into that same environment, his answer was simple: no. That moment changed how people viewed everything, because it confirmed one thing: even insiders knew it wasn't normal.
Reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it.
Weird.
I feel bad for Justin Bieber right now. I feel like he gave us so many signs and we missed all of them. Have you seen what fans have been piecing together about the Yummy music video?
Wait, because I've always wanted to know what Yummy means, because everyone's always hinted at like, oh, there's a deeper meaning.
Now that this P. Diddy scandal has come out, you kind of see the relation between the lyrics and the music video.
Oh no, I don't know if I'm ready.
So if you watch the music video, you see the first scene, it's like a band on stage and everyone in the band is very young. Then Justin Bieber sits down at a table and he's having a good time. There's a sandwich in front of him and you can't see what's inside the sandwich. It's facing him, okay, but it's like face up. Everyone's eating. He's with all these like wealthy, famous, powerful people.
Which is simulating a party.
Exactly. So then, in the middle of the music video, the sandwich turns around and you can see what's inside it. And it's a cherry, which symbolizes purity, youth, virginity, etc. And then at that point in the music video, Justin starts to kind of be like grossed out and the waiters are bringing him all this gross food and like weird shit. And everyone at the table is eating all the weird shit and Justin's kind of like, yo, like this is not my vibe.
Kind of like Katniss in District 1 for the first time?
Exactly.
Okay.
So then there's a little girl girl who's like playing an instrument in the band at the beginning of the music video, and she's wearing this all red suit. At the end of the music video, the red suit is taken off and it's like laid over a chair, and the music video ends and it's a plate and it's 14-year-old Justin Bieber, a photo of him, and it says yummy under it.
And that's where the pattern begins to form. It's not about one person. It's not about one incident. It's about repetition. Young artists entering the industry, being placed around powerful individuals, navigating environments they don't fully understand, and learning quickly that access comes with expectations. Because in that system, power flows upward and vulnerability flows downward. And when those two meet, accountability becomes complicated.
Pre said something interesting. He said the reason that R&B isn't as powerful as it is anymore is because children are going to church.
Yeah.
What is it about the transfer from the spiritual to the secular that would do you believe that's what made R&B so powerful?
Understand this. Rhythm and blues was a combination of gospel and soul music. Because soul music has always been around in one form or another. It's just evolved throughout the years. And you got gospel, rhythm and blues. That's what put that together. That's why they made such a big stink about the Ray Charles incorporating gospel sounds into secular music. Because they wanted people to separate the two. This is demon, this is good. The truth is none of that's real. Right. There is no bad, there is no good. There is what is and there is what is not. And that's sad. But when you take the spirit that comes from that, and see, in church they preach love, they preach love, they preach love. And God is love. The love that we experience, everything that we do, all of that is just a derivative from the endorphins that come from the relationship with God. It's all there. When you go and you sit in a place and you hear a song sung and it quickens you in your soul and you feel stirred up, how the hell can just a sound coming out of a mouth create all of that? That's God. So when you take God out of society, all you're left with are emotions, impulses, instincts. And that's what the fuck we got.
Right.
In music. He's absolutely right. If you take God's love out of something, all you're stuck with is the rudimentary shit. The sludge, fucking Gollum, running around saying, my precious. You know, that's what you got.
And now, Jack, you spoke on Piers Morgan saying that you used to be in this world.
Yeah.
Of the sex worker world, and you've seen kind of the depravity that the human mind could go to.
Again, this is...
Years later, Justin starts speaking differently. Not directly about Diddy, not naming anyone, but emotionally, something changes. In one interview, he talks about wanting to protect younger artists, about not wanting them to experience what he did, and he almost breaks down. That moment matters, because it's not evidence, it's emotion. And sometimes, emotion reveals more than statements ever could.
Be honest, he took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little...
Now here's where things get complicated. because there are two versions of this story, the legal version and the internet version. Legally, Diddy faced serious charges. He was convicted on some, acquitted on others. And Justin Bieber's team made one thing clear: he is not a victim. That is the official stance. But online, the conversation is different. People analyze clips, connect timelines, build narratives, and somewhere between facts and speculation, the truth becomes harder to define.
You guys don't need to worry about me getting revenge from Diddy. I've got 3 moves that make sure he'll never be able to come after me or my family. First, I personally reached out to the victims' legal teams. The real reason he's not getting out is those buried cases behind the scenes. I provided legal funding for 7 victims who had been silent for years and brought in the top criminal attorneys in the country. Second, I bought up every potential post-release business deal he had lined up. I planned this 2 years in advance, so by the time he got sentenced and still had hope of getting out, every partner had already cut ties with him. Third, I don't just have evidence, I've got backups. This is an entire minefield that's been buried for 20 years. I uncovered every secret from the last 30 years. With testimonies from the victims, we interviewed over a dozen people he tricked, threatened, or violated. You think that's harsh? No, he destroyed other people's lives for decades. I'm just making sure he spends a few extra years in prison for it. I'm not afraid of his people, not afraid of his threats. I know he's still in there fantasizing about a comeback, but the truth is, he's never coming back.
As a correctional officer that is rapping like a drug dealer.
I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover.
It shows you that's the point in our culture that you can identify with you actually being who you say you are, doesn't matter.
Like, this guy's the biggest fraud we've seen thus far. The guy is a correctional officer, and he writes from the perspective of the biggest drug dealer in Miami. Now, we know Miami is a port when it comes through there, and we know how, people, like the way they love Scarface, his infatuation with that got him, he done created this new character. Actually, the guy's name that he took, Rick Ross, Freeway Rick, he gets out next month. So 18 years, he's going to be knocking on his door like...
And then comes the biggest question of all. Why didn't more people speak out? The answer is uncomfortable. Because in Hollywood, silence is not always guilt. Sometimes it's survival. Speaking up risks careers. Staying quiet protects them. And that creates a system where truth competes with consequences. Which is why 50 Cent stands out, because he didn't stay silent. And that alone makes him different.
Shocking footage of Justin Bieber after a Diddy party has emerged.
You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers. I have 3 fingers. Is this gonna last forever?
Justin, stop it. His mouth was stitched up.
When the case reached court, everything shifted. This was no longer rumors, no longer speculation. This became documented, testimonies, evidence, legal arguments. But even then, the court only answers one question: what can be proven? It doesn't answer what was allowed, what was ignored, and what became normalized over time.
Reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler.
Long before.
And that's where Cassie's testimony changed everything. Because her story didn't just involve Diddy, it exposed a system, a structure where control and influence blurred the line between personal and professional. And once one story comes out, people start asking, who else experienced something similar? Not because it's proven, but because patterns are hard to ignore.
Out of Usher, I wish somebody would come out and just sue him. We need Usher sued. No, we do. We need a victim to come out and be honest about him. Because what I'm realizing is that he's gonna fake the funk into the victim, man. He's just gonna keep on sucking the devil's. And I don't know, with a baby, that pacifier, sometimes you gotta pull it out. You know what I'm saying? And take it away. right? When the babies used to sucking on the pacifier. That motherfucker gonna keep sucking on that shit until you do what? Till you take it out the mouth. Now it's gonna scream and holler, but eventually it will get used to the fact that his mouth is no longer full with that object. And that it's time to just, learn how to live without it. He been sucking on Diddy's dick a long time. It's time for him to learn how to make this thing happen without the devil's dick in his mouth or ass.
You don't think if he sued, he'll just Lil Woody the situation and I don't recall? I don't recall.
No, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They not seeing the victim. They not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Usher was just 13.
Today, Justin Bieber is in a completely different place. A global star, a husband, a father, trying to stay out of controversy. But the past doesn't disappear. And sometimes, you don't need an accusation for people to start asking questions. Because the internet doesn't wait for proof. It builds stories. And once a story starts spreading, it becomes part of the narrative.
It was wild. That was at the beginning. The Kit Kat Club was the beginning of him going from Puffy to Diddy. You know what I mean? It was a big change.
What if I told you that one of the most powerful figures in the music industry is teetering on the edge of complete ruin?
So now we're left with three perspectives. 50 Cent speaking loudly, Diddy facing legal consequences, Justin Bieber saying very little. And sometimes silence says more than words.
An attorney revealed that freak-off tapes filmed at Diddy's Atlanta home are being shopped around Hollywood, one of them featuring Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith being used by Will Smith and Diddy at the same time. This bombshell comes as these tapes involve other celebrities like Ellen DeGeneres and Jennifer Lopez. This has the potential to end over 100 careers.
Maybe this was never just about one person. Maybe it's about an entire system that operated in plain sight, where power protected itself, where access came at a cost, and where questions were ignored until it was too late. Because in the end, the most unsettling part of this story isn't what people are saying now. It's what people saw years ago and chose not to question.